Good morning, hello, and welcome, everybody. Welcome to Sunday morning soul service. Well, it's Sunday morning for us here in South Africa, but for those of you in other parts of the country, it's other times, other parts of the world, I should say, it's other times. It's lovely to be here with you all, and I do hope that you all are fabulous and amazing on this glorious Sunday. We're going to get straight into it because I have a lot to cover today. As you can see by the thumbnail and the heading and all of the things, we are talking about spirit guides, we're talking about a higher self, we're talking about angels, and we're talking about archangels. So everything in the service today is all centered around understanding who these energies are, connecting with these energies, and working with them on a daily basis. I am going to ask you if anybody has a specific question around the topic, only the topic, you're welcome to put it into the chat. And if I have time towards the end of the service, I will answer as many questions as I can. Only about the topic, right? I just need to put that out there. Only about the topic. And remember, we are going to be doing a healing prayer. So if you have any names of anybody, fur babies, human people, whatever it might be, who are in need of healing on any kind of level, again, pop their names into the chat. Shall we get straight into it, friends? Let's start off with our opening prayer, just calling in the energies, just getting ourselves all grounded and centered, and just connecting with all that is. All right. So, beloved spirit guides, angels, and archangels, we gather here today with open hearts and curious minds, ready to unlock the divine wisdom that you so graciously offer. We invite your presence into the space, surrounding and uplifting each person here with your loving light. Spirit guides, please walk beside us. Illuminate our paths with clarity and with gentle guidance, helping us to see the beauty in our journey. Angels, please wrap us in your protective wings. Shield this gathering with love, with peace, and with harmony, ensuring that we feel safe and supported during every moment. And our archangels, mighty and compassionate as you are, stand as guardians at the gates of this sacred space. Bring your courage, your strength, and your healing energy so that each of us may connect deeply with our highest truth and purpose. Higher self within, we ask that you awaken us to your wisdom. Help us to receive the messages that are meant for our growth, for our understanding, and our peace. We ask that the space be filled with ease, with clarity, and with divine protection. May every word spoken, every thought shared, serve the highest good of all present here today. With gratitude in our hearts, we honor your presence and the beautiful connection that we are about to experience. And so it is. And so it is. Always so lovely. Always so lovely. So, I am just going to say we're going to go into the healing prayer now. So please do pop all the names into the chat. Remember, today's topic is about spirit guides. It's about angels. It's about your higher self. And it's about archangels. So if you have a specific question about them, please do pop it into the chat. And if I have time at the end of the service, I do have quite a lot that I need to cover today. I will gladly answer the questions. I'm not answering personal questions today. So no questions about you, no questions about your loved ones or anything like that today. If you've got a practical question about, as I say, spirit guides, archangels, angels, and your higher self, please do pop them into the chat. All right. So let us go straight into our healing. So for those of you who are stumbling across soul service for the first time, let me just explain how it works. As much as we have a theme and a topic, we start off with the opening prayer, which obviously we have just done. We then go into healing, healing where you get to send and receive healing to people you know, people you love, and to yourselves as well. And we do a little healing meditation where you are encouraged to participate and to be part of the healing process in sending and receiving the healing. Then I'm going to go into the astrology for the week ahead, where I cover just one little thing of what we can expect for the next couple of days. And then I'm going to go into the reflection, which is where we do the lesson that Spirit have brought forward for us. And then we will do something and finish off. All right, so we're going to go into the healing. For this healing meditation, for this healing prayer, I'm going to put a a repetitive pattern on the screen, just so that you've got something to look at, so that you can switch off and disconnect from whatever it is that you are thinking, whatever it is that you are feeling, whatever it is that you are going through, and that you can just really be present in sending out the healing energy. So while we're doing the healing meditation and the healing prayer, I will have something on screen, and thereafter I will come back. All right, friends. So let's go. Continue to put the names into the chat of anybody in need of healing. But please join me as we go through this healing prayer. All right, friends, I invite you to find a comfortable position. Whether you are sitting, whether you are lying down, I invite you to close your eyes gently, to take a deep, cleansing breath, and slowly exhale it out. Let your body relax, releasing any tension or any worry with each breath that you take. Take another deep breath in, hold it for a brief second, and then exhale it out. I invite you now to visualize roots growing from the base of your spine or from the soles of your feet, and see these roots growing deep, deep, deep into the earth. Feel the steady, grounding energy of the earth supporting you, anchoring you in this moment right here and right now. Allow these roots to grow deeper and deeper, to get thicker and thicker, stronger and stronger, connecting you to Mother Earth. Now I invite you to imagine a beautiful golden light in the space directly above your head. See this golden light as a radiant energy of Source, the divine light of creation. See this golden light, as I say, directly above your head, in the space directly above your head. And now as you breathe in, as you inhale, I want you to pull this golden light into the top of your head, into the crown of your head, and allow it to fill your entire being. So with every breath in, you are sucking in, you are drawing in this beautiful golden light. Allow it to flow down into the crown of your head and allow it to fill your entire being with warmth, with love, and with peace. Allow this light to flow through you. Allow this golden light to connect you to the infinite wisdom and the infinite love of Source. So you are anchored and grounded to the earth through the roots, and you are connected to Source through this golden light that is now flowing through your entire being. And with every breath in that you take, you are pulling more and more of this divine light into your being. And now in your mind's eye, I want you to call upon your spirit guides. I want you to imagine them surrounding you. I want you to imagine that their presence is gentle and incredibly very supportive. See them standing around you. Imagine them gathering around you. Feel their loving, supportive, gentle embrace. Next, we invite in our angels to join us, allowing them to surround you with their protective and unconditional loving energy. And finally, we call in our archangels as well. We know that they are powerful and that they are compassionate. We know that they are standing tall, and we know that they are standing radiant. Allow their light to fill the space with divine protection and healing energy. Feel the collective presence of your spirit guides, your angels, and the archangels. Notice how their energy blends harmoniously with the same golden light of Source that you've drawn into your body, which has now created a sacred space of unconditional love and healing. So friends, now in your heart, I invite you to bring to mind the names that have been shared in the chat, the names that have been written on healing lists throughout the world, or even just those names that you are holding in your thought, in your heart, in your mind at this time. And I want you to see these names floating in this golden light around you. See their faces, see the names, and I want you to feel the deep connection between your heart and the hearts of those in need right now. I want you to visualize the golden light radiating outward, filling each person with whatever it is that they need most right now, whether that be healing, whether that be peace, whether that be courage, or whether that be clarity. Trust that this energy will find its way to them, perfectly attuned to their highest good. Expand your awareness now to include all people, to include all animals, and to include all beings who may need healing at this moment. I want you to see this golden light flowing effortlessly from you, reaching out across the world like rivers of love, touching every soul that is in need. Let it fill the hearts of those who feel lost, who feel lonely, or who feel afraid. And allow this golden light to bring comfort and strength to anybody who may be suffering right now. And as you continue to send this healing, I want you to notice that this divine light is also nurturing and healing you. Let it flow through your heart. Let it flow through your mind. Let it flow through your body. Let it replenish your energy and restore your spirit. Allow yourself to receive the same love and the same care that you are sharing with the world. Just let the love flow, trusting that it goes where it needs, trusting that it does what it needs. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a brief second, and then exhale it out. And when you feel ready, I want you to bring your focus back to the sacred circle of spirit guides, angels, and archangels that are standing around you. I want you to thank them for their guidance. I want you to thank them for their protection. And I want you to thank them for the unconditional love. Feel their blessings surround you, grounding you in peace and in strength. Take one more deep breath in, feeling the gratitude for this moment of connection and healing, and gently exhale it out. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes once more, knowing that you are now filled with the light of Source, that you are deeply connected, and that you are ready to continue spreading the healing energy wherever it may be needed. And so it is. And so it is. I know I say it every week, but it's always just such a pleasure and it just, I don't know about you, but it just feels so amazing to just take a moment to just, put all our worries and concerns aside and to just focus on receiving and sending pure unconditional love to anybody and everybody who needs. I mean, there's just something so beautiful, so humbling in doing something like that, isn't it? I hope you all enjoyed that. I hope you all enjoyed that. Right, so we have done our healing, And we are now going to move into our astrology segment. I know I normally did the reflection first and then astrology, but reflection this week is a big one. Like I said, I have quite a lot to cover. So I thought I would put the astrology first. Let's get it out of the way, and then we can move on to the rest of the service. So astrology this week. So just again to explain how this works, what this is, what do you need to know? So basically what I do each week in our soul service is I look at the week ahead and I look to see if there is anything major, anything significant that is happening in the skies that is going to affect us all as a collective. And so I pick one thing, right? I mean, there are many things that are happening, but I'm picking one thing. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an explanation around it, just so that you have an idea of what it is and how it's going to affect us individually and in the collective. And then I take that same concept, all right, that same thing that we're focusing on, and I basically do a horoscope for each sign of the zodiac around that theme. Okay, so this week, and I'm getting a little bit cleverer this week. So this week we are looking at Mars getting back into Cancer. All right, so I've got the glyphs here to help us. All right, so let's go into it. Now, I have spoken about Mars already during soul service, but Mars is a big deal. Okay, so this week we're looking at the planet Mars once again. So Mars in retrograde was discussed in detail during our very first soul service, which was 8 weeks ago. I mean, can you believe it? 8 weeks ago already. But I'm just going to recap. I do encourage you, if you are interested, to go back and to listen to what I said 8 weeks ago about Mars retrograde, because we're still talking about it a little bit, but it is shifting, it is changing slightly. But just to give a very simple recap. So Mars entered into the sign of Cancer back in September of 2024. All right, so a long time ago. Early November, it moved into the sign of Leo, because Leo follows Cancer. So it was going forward and it moved into the sign of Leo. Soon after it moved into Leo, Mars went retrograde. What is retrograde? Retrograde means that the planet shifts backwards. Okay, it appears to shift backwards. So then in mid-January thereabouts, because it was now retrograde, because it was going backwards, around mid-January, I'm not going to give you specific dates, but around mid-January, it moved back into the sign of Cancer, where it has been up until now. So Mars is still retrograde. Okay, up until now, Mars is still retrograde, and it's retrograde in Cancer. So it was in Cancer last year, and it's in Cancer again now. This week, right, and this is the big thing that's happening this week. This week, Mars finally, after all this time, starts moving in a forward direction again. So we're not doing the backwards motion. Now suddenly we're moving forward. Suddenly we're moving in the way that we're supposed to be moving again. And so Mars is still in Cancer, but this week Mars stations direct. So it basically means it stops the backwards motion and it starts moving forward again. And it'll stay in Cancer until around the 18th of April. So it's going to be in Cancer for still some time before it gets back into Leo. So what I'm saying to you today, we're focusing on the change of direction of Mars. So yes, Mars is still in Cancer. We're talking about that a little bit, but I'm mostly talking about the forward motion. All right. So just in case you don't know, Mars is the planet of action. Mars is the planet of our drive, our passion. And when Mars goes direct in Cancer, this signifies a shift from internalized emotional processing to decisive outward movement and action. Mars in Cancer is a very unique energy, right? It's about blending the warrior spirit with the nurturing, intuitive, soft nature of Cancer. But while retrograde, Mars encouraged reflection on emotional triggers, on the boundaries, on family dynamics, on all of those kind of things. But now, as it moves direct, we're starting to feel empowered to act from a place of emotional alignment and to protect what matters the most within ourselves. So Mars in Cancer is protective, it's emotionally driven, and it's deeply connected to the home and family. It is a warrior fueled by feelings. It's defending loved ones and personal values fiercely, right? However, this placement can sometimes also manifest as passive aggressive, mood driven actions, as Cancer is a sensitive and a very reactive sign. So as Mars starts moving direct, we should channel this energy constructively by watching out for emotional outbursts. We need to watch out for passive aggressive tendencies, and we need to watch out for clinging to past hurts. We need to act on our intuitive hits, protecting our emotional well-being and nurturing relationships or projects that resonate with the heart space. So this period is about integrating emotions with actions. It is about learning to balance sensitivity with strength, and it's about taking courageous steps towards what feels like home to your soul. Okay, so it's interesting that we're coming out of, as I say, this kind of backward introspective, and now we're getting more able to do things properly, do things that matter. I'm going to go through the horoscope. I'm going to take you through the zodiac. We're going to start at Aries and make our way all the way through to Pisces, where I'm going to give you just a little bit of guidance as to what you can look forward to with Mars going direct. So, Aries, let's start with you. So Aries, with Mars as your ruling planet, in case you didn't know that, and now that Mars is going direct, it is a time for you to tackle unresolved domestic matters. You will feel motivated to create a secure foundation, but be mindful of balancing your fiery energy with the tenderness that is required in personal relationships. Taurus, for you this week, Mars energizes your communication sector, encouraging you to speak your truth and to defend your ideas. So conversations may seem emotionally charged, so aim for clarity over confrontation. Writing, learning, or teaching projects may gain momentum during this period. Okay. Gemini, for you, Mars is in your house of values and finance, and it urges you to take bold steps towards financial security. This is a great time for you to assert your worth, whether it's in relationships or whether it is at work. So watch for impulsive spending driven by your emotions, Gemini. No impulsive spending. Put your wallet away. Right, Cancerians. So Mars going direct in your sign reignites your personal power. You will feel more assertive and ready to pursue your goals unapologetically. So Cancerians, use this energy to set healthy boundaries, but also be cautious of overly defensive behavior. Leo, for you guys. So Mars activates your house of the subconscious patterns, pushing you to confront hidden fears and emotions. So this is a powerful time for healing and for releasing what no longer serves you. Pay attention to your dreams and your intuitive nudges during this time. And Virgo. So Virgo, Mars is going to be energizing your social sector, inspiring you to take the lead in group settings or to work towards collective goals. So collaborations with others will absolutely thrive, but ensure that your actions align with shared values. Avoid overcommitting to anything out of pure guilt. And Libra, so your career is what's taking center stage for you as Mars directs your house of public life. So you are driven to make a mark, to take leadership roles, or to push forward with professional goals. Maintain emotional balance to avoid unnecessary power struggles. And Scorpio, for you, Mars reignites your passion for adventure, for learning, and for spiritual growth. It is a time to act on travel plans or to explore any new philosophies. Stay open-minded, though, and avoid rigid thinking during any debates. Sagittarius, March brings intense focus on intimacy and joint finances. This is a good time to address any underlying issues in relationships or partnerships and to avoid emotional impulsivity. Capricorn. So Capricorn, for you, partnerships definitely are taking the spotlight right now. You will feel motivated to strengthen connections or to set boundaries in relationships. Be direct in your communication in order to avoid misunderstandings. And Aquarius, for you, Mars drives you to tackle health routines, work tasks, and daily responsibility with renewed vigor. This is a great time for you to make progress, but you need to balance productivity with rest in order to avoid burnout. And last but not least, we have Pisces. So Pisces, Mars inspires creativity, romance, and playful expression. You are driven to pour your emotions into artistic projects or to deepen romantic connections. Avoid overly dramatic reactions in love connections as well. So friends, there we have all the signs of the zodiac. And just to finish off, to say to you that this particular transit encourages all of us to take emotionally informed action, aligning with what truly feels secure and nurturing in our lives. All right, good. Now you know how Mars going forward in Cancer is going to assist us. And now we're looking at our reflection. All right, so reflection this week, as I said, I have quite a big lot of information I want to share about spirit guides, about our higher self, about angels and our archangels. What I'm doing is I'm giving you a little bit of information as to what they are. Okay, how are they different from each other? Because I know some people will refer to collectively angels, not realizing that that term actually deals with a specific energy and you are leaving out others. Some people only refer to spirit guides when actually they might be working with their angels or working with their higher self, you know. So it was quite interesting the way that this comes through. So the reflection message that I share each week is generally inspired by spirit. So I sit and I go quiet and I connect with spirit and I say, what does the collective need to know this week? What is the important, relevant message that I need to share this week? And then spirit will give me the insight. I then sort of type it all out as I receive it, and then I embellish. Then I add my own 2 cents worth and I expand on this and, you know, do all the human things that come to it. But the basic premise of the message has been given to me by spirit. And I have to say to you that the message that came through was very precise, but at the same time quite discombobulated. Okay. So spirit gave me and said, like, I had to talk about these 4 energies. I had to talk about these 4. I had to talk about them collectively, but I had to talk about them individually. But spirit were jumping around in the message the whole time. So they were talking about higher self, and then they were talking about archangels, then they were talking about spirit cards, and back to higher self. And so it's actually taken me a fair amount of time to sort of coagulate, or not coagulate, to collate. Let me use the right words. Oh my gosh, to collate all of this and to put it into some kind of seamless situation. So let's get straight into understanding the differences between spirit guides, higher self, angels, and archangels in that order. All right, and remember, as I said to you, I see we're already half an hour in. If you have questions specifically about these 4 things, not about how it affects you, I'm not doing personal readings today, not happening, I'm sorry. But if you have a question about angels and not your angels as in your family members in spirit, no. If you have questions about working with the angels, the archangels, your higher self spirit guide, please do pop them in the chat and I would be absolutely happy to answer if we have time. All right, because like I said, I do have a fair bit that I need to take us through today. All right, so we're going to start off with spirit guides. We're going to do an in-depth exploration as to what are they? Who are they? What are they? What do they look like? What forms do they come in? I'm covering it all today. So to put it into very simple terms, spirit guides are non-physical beings who assist us, who support us, and who guide us on our life journey. They exist on a spiritual plane and they are connected to love and to wisdom. They work to help us align with our soul's purpose and they navigate our challenges. So they help us to align with our soul purpose and to navigate our challenges in life. So while their guidance is incredibly subtle, They often nudge us towards choices that resonate with our or for our higher good. So spirit guides, just as a recap, spirit guides are non-physical beings who are assigned to help us navigate life. They may include ancestors, they may include wise souls, they may include other energies that are connected to us. They're often personal to you. What I mean by that, okay? So a spirit guide will be allocated to you or attached to you or connected to you, won't be connected. That same energy won't be connected to somebody else. They may visit, they may interact, but they won't be attached to. Okay? So spirit guides are very much personal to us, and they also generally tend to have a very specific role and function, like protection, creativity, life guidance. So we all have many, many, many spirit guides, and each spirit guide has a job, has a purpose, has a function. Spirit guides also provide support. They can provide insights, and they can also provide nudges that help us keep aligned with our true soul purpose. The best way to connect with your spirit guides is through meditation or setting intentions. It's also very important to pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to your dreams and pay attention to what we call your inner nudges, because that is how you will know when your spirit guides are connected with you and working with you. It's important that you trust their guidance, but that you remain grounded at the same time. They honor free will, and they will never force you to do something that you're not comfortable doing. You will know that they are around you when you receive feelings of calmness, when you receive repetitive symbols, or you just have that knowing inside of your heart and soul during challenging times. So let's talk about the different forms that spirit guides take on and what this may mean. So the first most common form that spirit guides take on are human form, okay? So they could be your ancestors. Ancestors are often family members or souls that are connected to your lineage. They provide wisdom, they provide protection, and they provide a continuity of tradition within your life. They could also take the form of historical figures and or teachers. So guides who appear as monks, as shamans, as philosophers, or any other kind of archetypal teacher, they've come to share specific knowledge or specific spiritual practices with you. And when they also come as a human form, it could also be a past life connection. So souls that you have known in a previous life, souls that you have been connected with in a past life may show themselves, may serve as a guide to you in this lifetime to help you resolve karma or to help provide support from a place of familiarity. So that is when a spirit guide shows themselves in a human form. Okay. Sometimes, though, our spirit guides can show themselves as animal guides, sometimes referred to spirit animals, sometimes referred to as animal totems. We need to understand that every animal embodies traits and specific energies that may mirror your own challenges that you are going through right now, may also mirror your strengths and may also mirror your lessons that you need to learn on this plane. So for example, I'm obviously not going to go through all of them, but just to give you a few examples. So if your spirit guide reveals themselves or shows themselves to you as an eagle, and I hear a lot of people, it's very fashionable to have an eagle as a spirit guide. An eagle would represent vision. It would represent freedom. It would represent perspective, because, you often hear people refer to eagle eye, because when an eagle is flying so high, it has such good clarity of vision, precision, precise perspective, and it knows that it can fly down really quickly and grab the whatever it is that it needs to grab. Let's talk about a wolf, for example. Wolves represent intuition. They represent teamwork because they operate in a pack, but they also represent leadership. So if you've got a spirit guide showing themselves as a wolf, it's because you need the energies. The message that they're bringing is intuition, teamwork, and leadership. And then the other example I'm going to give you is the butterfly, my favorite. Butterflies are all about transformation and about embracing change. So if a spirit guide shows themselves to you as an animal of a butterfly, it's because you need to transform, you need to change, you need to adapt. All right. Animal guides will often appear during periods of transformation. Animal guides will often appear when their energy is needed. So some people will say that they've got a wolf and the wolf has been with them their whole lives. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that's just a popular thing that people say, not really understanding how guides actually work. Animal guides generally come through when you're going through a period of intense change and transformation. And they will be with you during that period of change and transformation, and then they'll go off. Okay, they may come back again. So maybe you connect with an energy, they disappear, you don't realize they've disappeared, and then you connect with them again and you think they've been with you all that time, but actually they've disappeared on the in between. Another kind of spirit guide that we may encounter is what is referred to as an elemental guide. Okay, so we've covered the humans, we've covered the animals, now we're looking at the elemental guides. So elemental guides are representations of natural elements, our natural elements being water, fire, earth, and air. So these will be beings such as fairies, gnomes, or any other kind of mystical entities. They connect with us. They connect with us. They help us to connect with nature's energies. They help us to ground, they help us to heal, and they help us to expand our creativity. And then the next form of spirit guide that I want to share with you, and these seem to be becoming more and more popular, more and more people talking about it, more and more people having experiences, and this is light beings. Light beings. So these are often formless, okay? They sometimes resemble radiant beings of pure light. They embody unconditional love and a very, very high vibrational energy. They are coming to visit us and to connect with us as a spirit guide to inspire spiritual awakening. They offer healing, and they're also here to guide and to transcend earthly limitations. Okay. Another kind of spirit guide that you may encounter, that you may have, that you might know, are those that appear as gods, as goddesses, or as mythological creatures. You know, they represent really, really powerful archetypes of wisdom, of courage, of love, and of transformation. So if you've got a spirit guide that reveals themselves and shows themselves to you as a god, a goddess, or a mythological figure, we really and truly do need to pay attention. And then we may even have symbolic or abstract forms. So colors, for example, orbs. I love taking photos of orbs. It's like a fun pastime that I have. Colors, orbs, sensations, or even voices, rather than distinctive visual form. These are also spirit guides. And these guides will connect with those who are intuitive or highly sensitive, or those who prefer subtle rather than defined manifestations. Okay, so those are the loud voices that we hear in our head. So how do we work with a spirit guide whose identity we do not understand? So for example, if you've got an energy that has come through, and let's say it's an animal you don't recognize, it's a form you don't recognize, it's a human culture you don't recognize, how do we work with a spirit guide whose identity you do not understand? Number one, the first thing you do is to trust. Like, I shouldn't even have to say that, right? So the first thing you have to do is you have to trust the connection without needing clarity. It's the ego that needs clarity. It's the ego who wants to know, who are you? What do you want? What are you doing here? How are you here for? And no, we don't need to know that. We need to trust. We need to be open. We need to receive, and we need to believe. So even if their identity remains completely and utterly unknown to you, their guidance will still serve your highest good. All you need to do is to focus on the message and not the messenger. Focus on the message and not the messenger. If you understand who they are and what they represent, it does add another layer to the message, but the message stays the same regardless. The other thing that you can do to work with a spirit guide whose identity you do not understand is to ask for signs or symbols. So during meditation or during a journaling process or whatever it is that you're doing, any kind of quiet, mindful time that you have, request that your guide reveal something about themselves through a specific sign or symbol. Be patient. Don't sit there, pen in hand, and say, okay, give me something and expect to receive it instantly. It doesn't quite work like that. So you need to be patient, but you also then need to be attentive to recurring patterns in your daily life, because this is how they talk to us. This is how they communicate. The other thing that you need to do, okay, the only other thing that you need to do is to acknowledge and welcome them in. Speak aloud, so you can speak out loud if you want to, or you can just speak in your mind, and you can just say, I acknowledge and I welcome your presence. Thank you for guiding me, even if I do not yet fully understand your identity. But acknowledge and let them know, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are, and I don't know why that matters. But just put it out there and let it be. Allow the spirit guide to give you the information that you need. So you need to focus on the energy and not the form. So tune into the feelings or the sensations that their presence evokes within you. Feelings of peace, feelings of clarity, feelings of inspiration, feelings of strength, and work with that energy. Okay? You can also use tools to enhance the connection. Tools such as tarot, oracle cards, pendulums. You can do automatic writing. There's many different things that you can do that can help clarify their guidance and provide insights about their identity. But again, their identity, it is relevant, it is important, but it's not the most important thing. And I've noticed in my teachings, when I've taught people, when I've, helped people to connect with their spirit guides, everybody wants to know, who are you? What are you? And that's actually not what matters. Personally, I refer to my spirit guides as the dudes. I refer to them as a collective because I know that my collective shifts and changes. There are some that are there all the time, but there are some that come and go. And I can't keep up. Like there's too many. I can't keep up. And also, the form that they take doesn't change the message. So I just refer to them as a collective and I welcome them in as such. Okay. So let's talk about how do we be open. We're still only talking about spirit guides. We've still got 3 other categories to talk about. So how can we be open to receiving their guidance? Number 1 is to cultivate stillness. Meditation, breath work, mindful silence, anything like that where you create a receptive space for the messages to come through. I am, again, at this point going to tell you that what works for one person won't necessarily work for somebody else. So, for example, you might be phenomenal at meditation. You might be able to sit in silence, open yourself up, stop thinking, and receive guidance from spirit guides. The person next to you might never be able to get that right. So for me, I need a repetitive, simple action. So walking, suppose exercise to a certain extent, as long as it's not strenuous, forcing yourself. But I need a repetitive physical something in order to create that stillness, in order to connect with spirit. The other thing that you need to do to be open to the guidance is to pay attention to synchronicities that are happening in your life. Synchronicities are not synchronicities. Synchronicities happen for a reason. And if you're suddenly noticing a pattern, it's because the dudes, spirit guides, need you to pay attention to that pattern, to the message that is coming through repetitively. So spirit guides will often communicate through repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, or symbols that appear unexpectedly. I'm just going to talk about repeating numbers for a second here. I am somebody who pays attention. If I look at a number and I notice 111, 222, blah, 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 I pay attention to it. But only if I've seen that number more than 3 times in a row. Okay? I know that there are some people who every time they see a number, they open up a book, they Google it, they do whatever. To me, if you go looking for the message, you're not receiving the way that it's supposed to. All right. So to me, spirit will give you repetitive numbers. So if you're constantly seeing 444, and for 3 days Every time you look at a number plate, every time you look in a thing, you're seeing 444444444 everywhere. Then it's a message. Then it's relevant. Then it's significant. Okay. Journaling and doing some self-reflection is another way that you can be open to the guidance of your spirit guides. So before you go to bed or during a meditation, set the intention. What do we mean when we say set the intention? It's basically putting it out there, right? Where you say to them, please guide me towards the best decision around this particular problem, or help me to understand the next step on my path. So you start off by saying, this is what I want to do. This is what I need help with. This is where I need you to step forward. Okay. So you set the intention, you put it out there, and then you do your practice, your meditation, your journaling, whatever it might be. But if you don't have clear intentions of what you need help with, how can your spirit guides help you? Okay. Number 5 is to be open to new perspectives. So guidance from your spirit guides may challenge your current belief. I'm going to actually repeat that. Guidance from your spirit guides may, and often does, challenge your current beliefs. And basically, it may even encourage you to step out of your comfort zone. Trust that this is absolutely necessary. Okay. Number 6 is to ask for validation. So request a sign from your spirit guides to confirm the message. So once you think you've understood the message, once you think you've received the message from your spirit guides, ask for confirmation. Say to them, is this what you mean? And, then when you receive the confirmation, so you can ask for a sign to confirm the message by seeing a particular image, an animal, or a particular phrase. And the final way, number 7, the final way of being open to guidance from your spirit guides, my favorite method, is to practice gratitude. So expressing gratitude for what you receive, expressing gratitude for what you have received from them, deepens your connection and fosters mutual trust and respect with your spirit guides. So there are just a couple of things that I want you to be mindful of when connecting with spirit guides. The first one is discernment. So always ensure that the guidance resonates with love. Very important. Spirit guides will never come in any other form except love. So if you are receiving anger, if you are receiving hate and jealousy, you're not connecting with the spirit guide. You're not. So always ensure that the guidance resonates with love, and always ensure that it aligns with your highest good. Guidance that instills fear or doubt is not from a true spirit guide. That is from a negative entity, and we don't want that stuff in our lives. You must also recognize that your spirit guides will always honor your free will. They'll never expect you to do something that you are not prepared to do. So spirit guides will offer suggestions, but the final choice will always remain with you. They will never force you into doing anything that you don't want to do. This next one's a difficult one because it's about being patient. So understanding that your relationship with your spirit guides will deepen over time. You need to trust that their presence is constant, even if the messages seem unclear at first. You also need to make sure that you stay grounded at all times. So spiritual connections are most effective when balanced with a grounded, practical approach to life. So by understanding the different forms that spirit guides may take, by being open to their guidance and respecting the process, you can build a profound, meaningful relationship with those loving energies. All right. So friends, that is spirit guides done and dusted. Now we're going to move on to talking about your higher self. So there's a lot of people who will use this term, oh, my higher self this and my higher self that, and higher self, higher self, higher self. But do they actually know what the higher self actually is and what the higher self actually represents? So the higher self is the eternal, divine aspect of your being. It represents your soul's full expression, if I can put it that way. Your higher self is free from ego. It's only the human version of you that has ego. Your higher self, that other part of yourself, does not have ego. It doesn't have fear, and it doesn't have any earthly limitations. It is connected to universal consciousness, and it is also connected to unconditional love. It serves as the bridge between your earthly human existence and the spiritual realms. So imagine your higher self as being a part of you that is just extended above. So your higher self holds the blueprint of your life's purpose. It holds the blueprint of your life's lessons and the blueprint of your true potential on earth right now in this existence. Only this existence, okay? It is not separate from you, but it is rather the essence of your truest and most authentic self. So your higher self, just to again put it into simple words, your higher self is the eternal, divine part of your soul that is connected to universal wisdom and unconditional love. It is not external, but it is an intrinsic part of yourself, guiding your evolution and your purpose during this lifetime. Your higher self is to align you with your soul's truth and to help you make decisions that resonate with your highest potential. The way that you connect with your higher self is by quietening your mind through meditation. You can also reflect on intuition and the deep inner knowing that you have in your soul. You need to stay open and you need to stay non-judgmental towards feelings and insights because they are often incredibly subtle. Your higher self will always give you a sense of clarity, a sense of peace, and a sense of alignment with your true self. So, how does... Oh, I like that. Patricia says she's heard of it referred to as God's particle. I love that. The only thing that I'm going to say to you, Pat, about that is it is God's particle, but it's also your particle. It's the particle that connects you to God and you. Okay, so when you think of it as God's particle, it's almost like you're handing it over and saying it's not mine. Your higher self is you. It is you. It is you. But it's the part of you that connects your human to your spirit. Okay, but I do like that. So how does our higher self differ from the other energies, like what we were talking about just now, spirit animals, spirit guides, and what we're going to talk about, angels and archangels? So unlike spirit guides, angels, and archangels, your higher self is not an external being or entity. So spirit guides is somebody else. Angels, something else. Archangels, something else yet again. Higher self is you. It is the purest version of you. It is encompassing infinite wisdom. It is about encompassing love. It is about encompassing understanding. While our spirit guides and our angels offer external assistance, your higher self operates from inside, helping you make choices that align with your soul's growth. Okay. So what is the purpose in your life? So your higher self is going to act as your inner compass. It's going to guide you towards alignment with your soul's purpose. It's also going to act as a source of clarity in your life, okay? Helping you to discern truth from illusion, especially in times of confusion and challenge. It is a reservoir of wisdom, providing you with insights that can transcend the limitations of ego or the mind. And your higher self will also act as a catalyst for growth, encouraging you to face fears, to embrace authenticity, and to evolve spiritually. So when you connect with your higher self, you may find that decisions become clearer, peace replaces turmoil in your heart, and you feel a deep sense of purpose and of belonging. Okay. So how do we work with our higher self? How do we connect with our higher self? As I mentioned earlier on, meditation. All right. Again, set aside some time for meditation. Set the intention that you want to connect with your higher self. Use visualization to imagine a radiant light or a sacred space where you can meet your higher self, and the higher self looks like you. Journaling, you can do some journaling asking questions like, what do I need to know about this particular situation? Or how can I align more deeply with my purpose? And then just write freely and allowing your higher self to speak through your intuition. Mindfulness practices is another way to connect with your higher self, to stay present and to hear the subtle voice of the higher self, which often communicates through intuition, again, synchronicities or flashes of insight. You can do dream work as well, where you go to sleep setting an intention and then trust that whatever comes through is what is needed from your higher self. You could also do heart-centered awareness. So focus on your heart chakra as an example. And as the higher self communicates most clearly when you are aligned with love and compassion. Okay. You can also connect to your higher self through the use of affirmations. So you could use a statement like, I am connected to my higher self. Or you could say, I trust the wisdom and love of my higher self. And the final way of working with your higher self is to trust, to follow your intuitive nudges. Your higher self will often speak through feelings, through inspiration, and subtle guidance. When you feel drawn to something that brings peace or excitement, trust it. Trust it. Again, connecting with your higher self, there's a couple of things we have to be mindful of. Number one, release ego attachments. Your higher self has absolutely no ego, zero, zilch, nothing, 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 nothing. The ego will always try and interfere by creating fear, doubt, and impatience. Acknowledge these feelings without judgment and gently return your attention back to your higher self. You need to be patient and you need to be open to whatever it is that you are receiving. You need to practice self-compassion, because if you struggle to connect with your higher self, it's because you are being too judgmental of the self. All right? The very act of seeking alignment strengthens your relationship with your higher self. You also need to honor the fact that you are on earth, that you are having a human experience, and therefore you have free will. Your higher self will also, just like our spirit guides, they will never impose on your choices. You just need to be mindful of honoring its guidance while taking responsibility for your own decisions. How do you know if you've connected with your higher self? Well, the first thing, you will have this profound sense of inner peace. You will have clarity and intuition on another level. You will have heightened awareness, the synchronicities. You will notice the synchronicities. You will notice the signs. You will notice that you have a stronger connection to nature and the universe. You will also feel empowered to live authentically without fear, without judgment, and without rejection. You will also have a stronger sense of purpose because you will feel a renewed understanding of your life's meaning and you will feel inspired to pursue your passions. And you will have increased compassion and love for yourself and for others. So, your higher self is your ultimate guide on the path to spiritual enlightenment and fulfillment. Working with your higher self can transform every area of your life, fostering a deeper sense of joy, deeper purpose, and a connection to the universe and all that is. So I encourage you to trust the process and to celebrate even the small moments of alignment as huge, profound milestones in your journey of connecting with your higher self. All right. We're already an hour in. Just bear with me. We're going to go on. We're going to go on, even though we're past our mark, but just bear with me because this is important. We all need to know that. I want to talk next about our angels. Okay, I want to talk next about our angels. And this is the collective angels, not archangels. I'm going to get into the specifics of archangels. So when people say, oh, I work with the angels and this with the angels and that with the angels, like, what are we talking about? So what you need to understand about angels is angels are divine messengers, okay? Divine messages connected to unconditional love and peace. Unlike spirit guides, angels are not bound by one person, and they assist anybody who calls upon them. So there's a couple of key points in that statement. Unlike spirit guides, angels are not bound by one person. In other words, you won't have your own personal angel. If you have your own personal angel, it's a spirit guide as an angel form. Okay? Right? You will not have your own personal angel. Angels are collective. The other important point in that statement was the fact that they assist anyone who calls upon them. Angels will never interfere. They wait for you to call them, to invite them. So they offer protection. Angels do offer healing. They do offer guidance, and they will absolutely assist you in moments of distress. But again, they need to be invited. They need to be called. They need to be invited in. So you call upon them through prayer and silent requests. It is important to express gratitude I shouldn't have to say that. It is important to express gratitude and to remain open to their subtle cues. We need to make sure that we avoid placing expectations on our angels. Trust that they work for our highest good. So if you expect an angel to do healing for you, as an example, so let's say you're sitting with a physical condition, and every day you're calling on your angels, and you're saying, angels, 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 help me, help me, help me, heal, heal, heal. Understand that they're not just going to do it because you asked. They're going to do it because it's in your highest good. If it's not in your highest good to be healed, the angels are not going to heal you. It's whatever's in your highest good. You can ask, but just asking doesn't mean it's going to happen. How do you know if your angels are around you and if angels are working with you? Well, you will get warm sensations around your physical being. You may see feathers, you may see light sparkles in the air around you, or you just may have a strong sense of comfort. Okay, so there are millions of angels on our earth, millions of angels. Okay, millions and millions and millions. But remember, you will not have your own personal angel. They're not butlers. Those are our spirit guides. Our spirit guides attach to you, stay with you, connect with you, and help you. Angels are collective, and angels belong to everybody. Angels want to help everybody, but they only help in love. They only help when asked, and they only help if it's in your highest good. All right. That is all I'm saying about angels. And now let's get on to the archangels, right? The powerhouse, the archangels. So, archangels are powerful. They are high-ranking angels with specific areas of influence, okay? They serve universal purposes and they oversee all the other angels, and they are often invoked for significant assistance. So the archangels also offer transformative energy, assisting in major life changes, and they're also really good at amplifying spiritual growth. To work with an archangel, you need to call their name directly, and you need to state your need. So, for example, Archangel Michael, please guide me, please protect me, please help me, please whatever. Call them specifically, state what it is you need help with. Okay? You need to also visualize their presence and, most importantly, trust the assistance that they offer you. You need to be specific with what it is you need help with, but at the same time, you also need to detach from the outcome. And that's hard. That's really hard. So be specific about your needs, but yet also detach from the outcomes, trusting their wisdom over your ego expectations. Okay? You'll know that your archangels are around you when you have vivid imagery, when you have strong intuitive messages, or you get physical sensations. Like you may get goosebumps, you may get chills, you may get a sensation. Then you will know that your archangels are around. All right. So archangels, as I have said, are incredibly powerful. They are benevolent celestial beings who serve humanity, not you. They do work with you, they will help you, but they're here for the collective, like the angels, but they're on a bigger purpose. They have very specific things. So they serve humanity by guiding, by protecting, and by empowering us. Each archangel has a very specific quality or area of focus. So I'm going to give you information about the 10 most well-known archangels. I'm going to tell you who they are, I'm going to tell you what they represent and how to work with them, but I am going to try and pick up the pace because we're running out of time. So archangel number 1 is always Archangel Michael. Everybody knows Archangel Michael, everybody works with Archangel Michael, and everybody loves Archangel Michael. He is known as the protector, but he's also known as the leader of the archangels, okay? Michael's name means who is like God. He is the archangel of strength, he is the archangel of courage, and he is the archangel of protection. So he protects us from harm, from physical harm, from emotional harm, and from spiritual harm. He is very good at clearing negative energy, and he's very good at boosting confidence and courage. So you can work with him on a daily basis by beginning your day by asking him to shield you in his protective light, okay? You could use affirmations like, I am safe and I am protected. You can call on him also to cut energetic cords from negative interactions and thoughts. And you will know that Michael is around because you will feel his warmth. You will get like a tingling. You may even see flashes of blue light. And that's how you will know that Michael is around. He is phenomenal and he's eager to please. Eager to please. Second archangel I want to tell you about is Archangel Gabriel. So Archangel Gabriel is known as the messenger of God. Gabriel's name means God is my strength. Gabriel is often depicted with the trumpet, okay? Gabriel inspires communication, hence the trumpet making a noise, and creativity. So Archangel Gabriel is all about clear communication and self-expression. Archangel Gabriel is about creative endeavors and also about parenting and nurturing. So you can ask Archangel Gabriel to help you express yourself clearly and kindly in conversations or in any creative work that you do. If you use journaling, journaling is a great way to connect with Archangel Gabriel because Archangel Gabriel loves anything creative. And you can call on Gabriel for strength when nurturing others or pursuing creative projects. And you will know when Archangel Gabriel is nearby because suddenly you are inspired, like you have this epiphany, this whatever. Your thinking is clear, your mind is clear, your inspiration is clear, and you have this kind of deep feeling of peace and this deep feeling of joy. And that's how you know that Archangel Gabriel has connected with you. And our third archangel is Archangel Raphael. So Raphael is the angel of healing. His name means God heals. So Archangel Raphael heals on physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. Archangel Raphael is also good to call on if you're traveling or if you're going on a journey, and also for promoting health and wellness. So not just when there is illness, to prevent illness, to promote health, to promote wellness on a daily basis. Archangel Raphael would love to help you. You can work with Archangel Raphael by asking him to surround you in green healing light during your morning and or evening meditations. You can ask him for guidance in making healthier choices with your food, with your drink, with your exercise, with all of those kind of things. And you can also use Archangel Raphael's energy to send healing to others. You will know when Archangel Raphael is around because you will get a strong sense of peace, warmth, you will see green light, and you will feel calm during stressed times. And Archangel number 4 is Uriel. So Uriel, whose name means God is my light. Archangel Uriel is known as the angel of wisdom and the angel of illumination. So Archangel Uriel represents wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual understanding. Archangel Uriel can help you with problem solving. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. Archangel Uriel will help you with problem solving and finding solutions, but also he can bring emotional balance and clarity into your life. So you can work with Archangel Uriel by asking him to illuminate your mind before making decisions. During moments of confusion, you can invite him to guide your thoughts towards clarity. You can use Archangel Uriel to also help you reflect on lessons learned from daily experiences with his guidance. And you will know when Archangel Uriel is close by because you'll all of a sudden have those aha moments. You will suddenly understand something that you've been struggling with for such a long time. And you will maybe see a golden yellow kind of light around you. Archangel number 5 that I want to focus on today is Archangel Ariel. Ariel is the angel of nature and animals. Her name means Lion of God. So she represents the connection to the natural world. She represents protection and healing of the animals and the environment. She is also about abundance and manifestation. So how do you work with Archangel Ariel? By spending time in nature and asking Ariel to deepen your connection to the earth. You can call upon her to help you with manifesting abundance, as long as the abundance is in alignment with your highest good. And you can also ask her to send energy to animals or to environmental causes. Signs of her presence will be about encounters with animals, feeling drawn to nature, or just seeing beautiful signs in the natural world. Archangel number 6 is Archangel Metatron. So Metatron is known as the scribe of God and is associated with sacred geometry and spiritual ascension. Metatron represents spiritual growth, huge transformation, clearing negative energy, and activating divine purpose. So to work with Metatron, you need to visualize Metatron's cube. Google it. It is a sacred geometric symbol, okay? And you can use Metatron cube to cleanse, to clear, to align your energy, to remove any negative. It's incredibly powerful, powerful energy. You can call upon Metatron for help in understanding spiritual teachings. You can ask for support in staying disciplined with your own personal practices. If you see geometric patterns in your eye, if you suddenly become fixated on spiritual growth and development, you might see purple flashes, then you know that you are working with Archangel Metatron. Archangel number 7 is Archangel Sandalphon. So Sandalphon is the angel of prayer, the angel of music. Just the name sounds melodic, Sandalphon, you know. Archangel Sandalphon is known for delivering prayers to the divine. So he represents connections to God. He represents music and creative expression. He represents peace and harmony. And you can work with him by using music as a way to calm yourself down. Music is definitely the way to connect with Archangel Sandalphon. You could write down or speak your prayers or ask Sandalphon to deliver them. So if you've got something that's really, really important, a prayer, a blessing, a whatever it might be, and you want to make sure that it reaches all the places it needs to go to, you can deliver it to Archangel Sandalphon and ask Archangel Sandalphon to take it to wherever it needs to go. You can invoke him to create harmony in any kind of stressful situation. If you hear a meaningful song, like if suddenly a song comes up and it's just like you know that everything's going to be okay, if you get chills while you're listening to a particular piece of music, or if you get that just that feeling and that knowing that your prayers are being heard, that's how you will know that Archangel Sandalphon is working with you. And number 8, Archangel Jophiel. So Jophiel is the angel of beauty, the angel of positivity, and the angel that inspires creativity and harmony in life. Her name means the beauty of God. So she represents beauty in our thoughts and in our physical surroundings. She represents positivity and she represents joy. And she also represents creative inspiration. You need to invite her to help you to see the beauty in your daily life. Like, you know what? When a little beetle flies past, don't go, ew, a beetle. See the beauty and the delicacy and the wonder that is the beetle. You can also ask her to guide you in creating harmonious spaces at home and work. And you can ask her to help you practice gratitude to enhance her energy. So Archangel Jophiel, you know, she isn't one that's very well known. She isn't one that's often called upon, but we need to. You know, if you want to bring harmony into your space at home, like to rearrange the furniture, she's your person. She's your archangel. Call her in. Call her in. The 9th archangel I want to introduce you to today is Archangel Azrael. So Azrael is the angel of transition and comfort, helping souls cross over peacefully. His name means whom God helps. So Archangel Azrael will help you when you are grieving, when you have experienced loss. If you need to transition, if you need to change, if you need to cross over, this is the archangel you're going to call on to help you. If you need support for any kind of emotional healing, this is your person. Azrael is your archangel that will help you to support you through any emotional healing that is needed. So we need to call on Archangel Azrael during times of emotional difficulty or when others are in need of support and comfort. You can ask for his presence when supporting somebody else through a transitional phase in their life. And you can meditate on his calming energy to release the fear of change, because we're all afraid of change. Of course we are, you know, well, maybe not me. But change is scary. Of course it is, you know. But Archangel Azrael can help you to not be so afraid, to not be so scared, and to work with change in order to be all that we need to be. When Archangel Azrael is around you, you will get a sense of peace. You will feel embraced, and you might see a very, very pale yellow light in your sight. And friends, our final archangel, the 10th one I want to introduce you to today, is Archangel Chamuel. Chamuel is the angel of unconditional love and harmony. His name means he who sees God. He represents love. He represents relationships, connections, inner peace. He also, Chamuel can help in resolving conflict, strengthening self-love, love of the self as well. So you can start each day by asking Archangel Chamuel to guide you in expressing and receiving love. You can call upon him to strengthen your relationships or to foster forgiveness if there is a situation that needs forgiveness. You can use affirmations to align with his loving energy, such as, I am surrounded by love and harmony. And when you are working with Archangel Chamuel, you will know that he is around you because you will get a loving sensation. You might see a pink light. You might be drawn to acts of kindness and compassion. So friends, when working with any of the archangels, when working with all of the archangels, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter which one, start small, okay? Don't put such pressure on yourself to suddenly achieve miracles. A simple morning intention like, Archangels, please guide me today. Start small. And because remember, they need to be invited. They need to be called upon. They need to be welcomed in. So start small and just every day wake up and say, Archangels, please guide me today. And then let it go, trusting that they will do what they need to do for your highest good. You can use affirmations. I've given you quite a few here in our service today. You can use affirmations to call them in specifically. You can meditate with their energy by visualizing their light, their colors, or their symbols that are surrounding you. The most important thing, you know what I'm going to say, the most important thing is to express gratitude. When you have had an experience, whether you're conscious of it or not, thank them daily. Practice gratitude on a daily basis for the work that they are doing to help you, your spirit guides, your angels, your ascended masters, and your higher self. Even if you don't feel it, even if it feels like they've ignored you, give gratitude for whatever work they're doing behind the scenes. And the final point, friends, about working with any of the beings that I've spoken about today is to trust your intuition. Because their guidance often comes through very subtle signs, very subtle feelings, and very subtle synchronicities. So when you trust your intuition, you're actually trusting the messages that you are receiving from them. As long as there's no ego, as long as there's no fear, there's no insecurities, and as long as there's no doubt, because as soon as you have those kind of negative energies, you know you're not dealing with beings of light. And we only work with beings of light. We only work with beings of light. So friends, I know we've gone way over time, but I do hope that you have found this helpful. I do hope that this little bit of information, again, come back to this video as often as you need, take notes, write it down, learn whatever you need to learn. But I really do hope that this has been helpful to you. I really do hope that it's been interesting and that going forward, you're going to be able to work with the angels in a much better way. So thank you for being with me today. I just need to make some adjustments here. I said if there was time, I would answer some questions. Unfortunately, there is no time to answer questions today, but maybe we'll answer questions in next week's service. A reminder that next week's service will be an evening service to allow for people on the other side of the globe to join and to connect with us. And as always, friends, I offer gratitude to every single one of you for being here today. An extra special thanks goes to my channel members who contribute monthly to my YouTube channel to help me, continue to bring and to do what I do. You can join. There is a join button below. So, you can hit the join button. There are different levels, different financial levels that you can join at, whichever you are comfortable with. I so appreciate absolutely everybody who does join, who does participate, and who does contribute to just keeping me here, keeping me inspired, keeping me motivated, and keeping me grateful. Thank you. Friends, join me in closing prayer as we end off our service here today. Beloved spirit guides, angels and archangels, and our higher selves, we come before you with hearts full of gratitude for the sacred time that we have shared here today. Thank you for your loving presence, for your wisdom, and for your guidance throughout this experience. We honor the healing energy that has been sent out to the world and received in our hearts as well. May it continue to flow where it is needed most, touching lives and lifting spirits with your divine grace. Thank you for the lessons and the insights and the connections that we have made here today. We are humbled and grateful for the ways that you inspire us to grow, to heal, and to align with our higher purpose. As we step into the week ahead, we ask for your continued assistance. Walk beside us, offering clarity when we feel uncertain, offering strength when we feel weary, and love when we need reminding of our worth. Protect and guide us, and help us to remain open to the beauty of life and to the wisdom of the universe. May we carry this light forward, sharing it with others, and staying deeply connected to the divine wisdom within and around us. With deepest gratitude and deepest love, we thank you. And so it is. And so it is. Sending you all much love and many blessings. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for your love and support. And I so look forward to connecting with you all again soon. Take care, friends.